Friends, we can all see that many white bloggers have millions of followers. Please support me too, because my followers are still few. Black bloggers also deserve to be famous. My friends, let's unite and lift each other up. Please press subscribe button and like. In the heart of Memphis, the sun cast long shadows over the Ridgeway Shopping Center, where 7-year-old Zaria Washington skipped alongside her Aunt Kesha. The vibrant colors of the candy aisle beckoned, and Zaria's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Can we get those rainbow sour candies, any Kesha?" she pleaded, her small fingers reaching for the colorful packages. But their innocent outing took a dark turn when a middle-aged white woman, frantic and accusatory, claimed her purse had been stolen. "You took it. I know you did," she shouted, her gaze locking onto Kesha and Zaria, the only black patrons in the store. Kesha instinctively pulled Zaria closer, trying to shield her from the brewing storm. Before they could escape, security guards arrived, and soon after, Officers Brent Reynolds and Thomas Miller entered, their expressions hardened by prejudice. "What seems to be the problem here?" Officer Reynolds asked, directing his attention to the store employees rather than the accused. Without hesitation, he separated Zaria from Kesha, gripping the child's arm firmly. "Come with me, little girl." Zaria's heart raced as she cried out for her aunt. "I want my auntie. I didn't do anything." But her pleas fell on deaf ears. In a moment of panic, she twisted away from Officer Miller and ran toward Kesha. What happened next was a tragedy that would change their lives forever. Officer Reynolds, interpreting Zaria's flight as resistance, swung his baton, striking her head with sickening thud. Kesha's scream pierced the air. "Zaria!" she cried, lunging forward, only to be restrained by Officer Miller. "Get on the ground," he shouted, forcing Kesha to the floor as she sobbed, helplessly watching her daughter bleed as bystanders recorded the horrific scene. The store manager reviewed security footage, revealing the truth. The woman had left her purse in her car. But Officer Reynolds, unmoved by the evidence, radioed for an ambulance while maintaining his aggressive posture over the injured child. "Suspect is secure but injured," he reported, still viewing Zaria as a criminal. Meanwhile, Kesha managed to shout for help, urging a bystander to call her sister, Colonel Vanessa Wright, a commander in the military. When Vanessa received the call, her world shattered. "Colonel, this is Tanya Martinez. I'm with your sister Kesha at Parkview Convenience Store. The police hurt your daughter. They hit Zaria with a baton. She's unconscious and bleeding." Vanessa's military training kicked in as she fought to maintain her composure. "Thank you, Miss Martinez. Please stay with my sister, if possible." She hung up, her heart racing as she dialed General Phillips. "I have a family emergency requiring immediate leave." Within minutes, Vanessa was racing to the streets of Memphis, her mind racing with memories of her own struggles against systemic racism in the military. She arrived at the police station, her uniform commanding attention. "I am Colonel Vanessa Wright, Commander of Special Operations at Fort Liberty. You are currently detaining my sister, Kesha Washington, under false pretenses. Release her immediately." The desk sergeant stammered, but Vanessa's presence demanded action. As Kesha was brought out, still handcuffed, Vanessa's eyes locked onto Officer Reynolds, who stood defiantly. "My daughter is 7 years old. She was buying candy when a white woman falsely accused him of theft. You assaulted a child so severely she lost consciousness." The tension in the room escalated as Vanessa's voice rose. "I will be filing formal charges against your officers within the hour. Preserve all evidence, including body cameras and surveillance footage." As the days passed, Zaria lay in a hospital bed, her injury severe but her spirit unbroken. Vanessa remained by her side, determined to seek justice not just for her daughter, but for all children who face similar injustices. She enlisted the help of James Patterson, a civil rights attorney known for his relentless pursuit of justice. Together, they gathered evidence, documenting the systemic racism that had allowed Officer Reynolds to act with impunity. The media began to take notice, and public outrage grew as more victims came forward, sharing their stories of police brutality. Vanessa's fight became a movement, drawing attention to the need for police reform. She organized community meetings, rallying support from local leaders and activists. The momentum built, and soon, the Department of Justice announced an investigation into the Memphis Police Department. As the investigation unfolded, Vanessa faced challenges from within the military. Senator Graham Wells, a powerful figure with ties to the police department, attempted to silence her, but Vanessa stood firm, refusing to back down. This is about justice for my daughter and every child who has suffered at the hands of those sworn to protect them. The tide began to turn when Officer Miller, once complicit in the system, stepped forward to testify against Reynolds. His cooperation provided crucial evidence, revealing the culture of cover-ups within the department. The walls of silence began to crumble, and the truth emerged. Months later, as the trial approached, Vanessa stood before a crowd of supporters, her voice steady and resolute. We will not rest until justice is served. Zaria's story is not just her own. It is a story of countless children who have faced violence and discrimination. Together, we will create a future where every child is safe. The courtroom was packed on the day of the trial. As Vanessa took the stand, she spoke not just for Zaria, but for every child who had been wronged. This is about accountability. This is about ensuring that no child ever has to fear those who are meant to protect them. The verdict came down, and the courtroom erupted in cheers as Officer Reynolds was found guilty of excessive force and assault. The victory was bittersweet, but it marked a turning point in the fight for justice as the sun set over Memphis, casting a warm glow over the community. Vanessa and Zaria knew their work was far from over. They had ignited a movement, and the fight for justice had only just begun. But in that moment, they allowed themselves to feel a glimmer of hope, knowing that together, they could change the world for the better. And as they walked hand in hand, Zaria looked up at her mother, her eyes filled with determination. Mommy, are we going to keep fighting? Vanessa smiled down at her daughter, her heart swelling with pride. Always, baby. Always. But little did they know, the challenges ahead would test their resolve in ways they could never have imagined. The battle against systemic injustice was far from over, and the true fight for justice was just beginning. Do you want to know the fate of the heroes? Please post part 2. Subscribe to the channel and continue watching. Your opinion and support are important to me. Leave it in the comments. Thank you.